好喝吗？
Have you ever heard of social media influencers killing others for follower envy? Yeah, we're hoping it wouldn't come to this, but there are some really troubled people out there, and Chinese food blogger Gan Suzhong paid the ultimate price for it. What drove his killer to stab him on live feed? And could the murder have been prevented? Let's explore the tragic story of Fatty Goes to Africa. The story begins with a 29-year-old man in love with food and travel. Gan Suzhong was born in China, but sometime in his 20s, he realized he wanted to see the whole world and dedicated most of his time and money to this venture. However, his idea of seeing the whole world stopped when he arrived in Africa. He loved the people, food, and atmosphere there so much that he decided to settle there, more specifically in Zambia. Soon enough, Gan fell in love. Margaret and Gan became instant friends, and within a few months, they started a romantic relationship too. In December 2022, Gan was getting ready to propose to her. Heartbreakingly, he never got to do it. At the time when Gan met Margaret, he wasn't an internet sensation yet, but as he marveled at the gorgeous African sceneries and discovered the varied cuisine in Zambia, he decided to share these with the world. So he made an account humorously titled Fatty Goes to Africa. He and his girlfriend were seen through shops, markets, and restaurants, testing out new foods and explaining all their adventures to the people of the world. Soon enough, Gan had a follower base of 5 million people. Yep, 5 million. Most of them were from China, similar adventurers like Gan, dreaming of discovering the world and trying out new foods. Needless to say, 5 million followers can change your life. He was making money out of live streaming, and he had a whole team of people helping him with his videos. There's a pretty big Chinese community in Africa, and through his popular account, Gan made several budding influencer friends from his home country. Enter Feng Xinyong. Feng was a 37-year-old vlogger with an account titled Ayun Floats Around the World. At a first glance, he was the perfect friend for Gan, but at a closer look, there was something off about Feng. Other people in Gan's group would say they didn't really like his TikTok posts. They were awkward, cringy, and sometimes downright inappropriate. I mean, just look at this picture. Feng clearly did not have the friendly, welcoming vibe that Gan had in his videos. Perhaps this is why he never amassed such a huge follower base like his friend. But Gan never saw the hatred that was brewing in Feng's warped mind. Gan remained friends with Feng, but he wasn't really fitting in with the whole group dynamic, so Feng was let go from the Fatty Goes to Africa business. He would then spend his time between Nepal and Zambia. Meanwhile, Gan's TikTok account just grew and grew. And in 2022, there was the first big strain on Gan and Feng's relationship. Gan headed back to China for a while, perhaps to visit his family or friends. As Feng got word of this, he gave him 10,000 won, the equivalent of $1,400. Feng asked Gan to buy him a new iPhone from China with the money he just gave him. When Gan returned to Africa, Feng claimed there was no iPhone. Feng took to live TikTok and threw shade at Gan for robbing him. Well, these were just his claims. Feng's claims were never proven, but his video didn't sit well with Gan's fans. They started wondering if Gan is a fraud or simply a nasty person for preying on a smaller influencer. It might have been the other way around, but we only see the tip of the iceberg online, and oftentimes we tend to root for the underdog. But Feng wasn't an underdog. He was a real-life villain with serious problems. His video caused big waves on TikTok. When it all got too much, Gan went live on TikTok and addressed these allegedly false claims. These videos have since been taken down, so we don't know the exact words Gan said or how he explained the situation. What's clear, though, is according to Gan, he never got money from Feng, nor did he rob him. But this TikTok only generated another one for Feng. And so an unpleasant back and forth started between the two, each refuting the other one's claims and presenting themselves as the victim in this shebang. The only facts we can judge this situation by are that Gan stayed quickly to the point, whereas Feng's allegations got more and more outrageous. In one video, Feng claimed that Fatty Goes to Africa sent COVID-infected meals to his home. Then, he said Gan's associates even visited his home to trash it. However, these claims were not backed by any evidence. It was December 4th, 2022, and Gan and his friends were visiting Nepal. Nepal is known for its natural splendor, peace, quiet and rich culture, but it's also known for Kathmandu, its capital, and a bustling place of aromatic smells, flavors, and colors. From its old temples to the new food markets, Kathmandu has it all, so of course it attracts people from all around the world. At the time, this was Phung's hometown, and in December 2022, Gon was finally learning what made this town so great. Sometime in the morning, Gon and 2 of his friends were checking out the local food markets. That's when Gon started his live stream. On camera, one of his friends remarked that Phung was living in Kathmandu at the time. Gon replied, "I know, I've come to find him and beat him up." It was a joke, of course. Gon wasn't going to beat his former friend on camera, even if he was upset at all the online bullying. However, his silly joke makes what happened next even more tragic. In just a few seconds, what was a nice stroll and pleasurable live stream turned into a nightmare. Someone attacked Gon from behind with a knife. Gon was stabbed several times in the back, chest, and abdomen. The knife even hit the left side of his head. Gon collapsed in the middle of the busy street, with people screaming, fleeing, freezing, or filming the dreadful moment. Poor Gon was still alive, coughing up blood, and asking people around him to call the emergency services. He even drank some water as he waited for people to make the call. For a minute, it seemed like he would be all right. But when the paramedics arrived at the scene, it was too late to save his life. He'd lost a lot of blood, and his vital organs had been seriously damaged. Gon was pronounced dead at the hospital on the evening of December 4th. His 32-year-old friend Lee was also stabbed in the abdomen, but through nothing short of a miracle, he survived the attack. Phung, well, he didn't resist arrest. He didn't care about anything anymore. His hatred for Gon was so deep that he'd made it his life mission to kill him. During the horrible part of the video where Gon is seen lying in a pool of blood, there's another dark twist. Not only does Phung not run, he stays at the scene, swearing and cursing at Gon and explaining his attack as justified for all Gon had done to him. Phung openly admits that he held a grudge against Gon for unsolved deaths. But does a grudge, any grudge, warrant murder? The answer is simply no. Phung might have spent a good part of his life in prison, but as of today, there are no clear updates on the case. However, there is a concerning piece of information. In late December 2022, a TikTok account using his name appeared. It's not clear whether this is Phung's new account or just a copycat looking for followers in the shocking context of Gon's murder. If it's not a copycat, though, does this mean Phung was bailed out of jail? How could this happen after so many people saw him commit cold-blooded murder in broad daylight? Phung had the audacity to claim the attack was self-defense, as he was triggered by Gon's people trashing his home. But attacking unarmed people with a knife and killing them is not self-defense. Nope, that's just murder, Phung. Toward the end of December, there was one last update confirming Phung was in prison and facing a 25-year prison sentence. However, no amount of years will bring Gon back. His family and friends posted one last video on his TikTok account, showing once more just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine the real sadness and the gap left by losing a loved one in such a horrific way. And to think Gon once took Phung under his wing, helping him gain followers by promoting him online. Did Phung start a conflict simply because he had follower envy? Or do you think he had childhood issues, as a lot of the murderers do? Hey you, thanks for watching. What do you think about Gon's tragic case? Do you know of other cases involving TikTok and murder? Let us know in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe.